it's Daz, and this week's discussion is about something that's happening in the world around us related to the Bible, and that is the Euphrates drying up and the water shortage. In the book of Revelation, it is mentioned that the Euphrates will dry up. In Revelation 16 verse 12, in the bowls that the angels pour as part of judgment, the sixth angel poured out his bowl on the great river Euphrates, and the water was dried up to prepare the way for the kings from the east. It's fascinating because the Euphrates drying up is associated with the kings of the east, or the Battle of Armageddon, and allowing the east to make its way onto the Western Front. Now, in biblical times, the Western Front wouldn't have been the West we know of today, of like the United States and Western Europe. However, I do believe that there is a tie between the Euphrates drying up, the water shortage, and what we're seeing today, where the Eastern powers are rising, such as Russia, China, North Korea, Iran. Currently, it says that the Euphrates River is experiencing an alarming rapid decline in water levels, with reports suggesting it could completely dry up by 2040 due to climate change, severe droughts, and upstream dam construction. This ecological crisis has sparked global concern, including interpretations that aligns with biblical end times prophecies. Causes of the Euphrates drying up: climate change and drought. A sustained severe 2-year drought in the Tigris-Euphrates basin with significantly reduced rainfall and snowmelt. Upstream dams. Extensive damming, particularly in Turkey and Syria, restricts water flow to downstream areas in Iraq. Over-restriction in water, mismanagement, and excessive water extraction for agriculture are depleting the river's resources. Current status and consequences. Critical levels. The river's flow has decreased to almost half of its historical average, marking one of the lowest levels in recorded history. Agricultural collapse. Farmers are unable to irrigate crops, causing significant damage to agricultural production. Environmental and human crisis. Water shortages are affecting villages and destroying livelihoods, particularly for fishermen. Archaeological discoveries. As water levels fall, ancient ruins and artifacts such as 80 sites in Iraq's Tel Abbas are being revealed. Biblical interpretations. Many connect the environmental crisis to prophecy, primarily within the book of Revelation. Signs of the end times. The drying of the Euphrates is frequently cited as the fulfillment of prophecy, Revelation 16:12, preparing the way for the kings from the east. Biblical references. It is also linked to the release of 4 angels, as described in the book of Revelation 9 verse 14, and specifically mentioned in Jeremiah 50:38. So, real quick, I want to go to Revelation 9:14. Revelation 9:14 says, saying to the sixth angel, which has the trumpet, loose the 4 angels which are bound in the great river Euphrates. We know is, I believe, the 6th trumpet. And then Jeremiah 50 verse 38 says, a drought on her waters, they will dry up, for it is a land of idols, idols that will go mad with terror. And the drying prediction from scientists, the Iraqi Ministry of Water Resources has forecasted the river could be entirely dry by 2040. Water scarcity issue. The shrinking of the river is likely to intensify conflict over water resources between nations in the region. Images of dried Euphrates often shows cracked, barren, and empty riverbeds that once carried a high volume of water. And it's not just the Euphrates, but water is drying up everywhere. And with more data centers popping up, we're going to see more water scarcity. It's not just a West Coast problem anymore. Like, Nebraska's on fire right now. Acres of it burned. We're seeing more and more wildfires from dryness. Corpus Christi City Council is addressing a water shortage. So is Salt Lake City. They're revising their plan. It was even published in January that the world is entering an era of global water bankruptcy. How can something that's free, that 70% of the earth is made of, be bankrupting? But it's a sign of the times that we're in. It's greed. And some have theorized that what if some of this water is being siphoned to bunkers or places so people can prepare for the things to come? It's interesting, throughout the book of Revelation, it talks about waters drying up or water being turned to blood, kind of like the plagues of Egypt. But I'd like to know what your thoughts are on this water shortage that is becoming the new norm for the world, and the Euphrates in particular drying up. I believe that the water drying up in the Euphrates is also synonymous with the rise of Eastern powers. And speaking of that, Iran still has the Strait of Hormuz shut, and they're saying that if the U.S. doesn't get in line, they're going to start having the oil be traded with the yuan. So just the fall of American empire and currency seems imminent. And I remember, like I said in the last video, hearing that the next world war would be fought over water. So it's definitely a sign of the times. Let me know what you think. Take care. God bless. Have a good weekend. Until next time.